Hi everyone. So today let us see the Indian stock market analysis for the date of 15/4/2020 Wednesday. That is today. So today let us see how the market has been reacting for the current scenario and what is the position for today. And from the analysis of the Indian stock market and various sector, let us come for a conclusion about how the market is going to behave for the upcoming week and how the market is going to behave for the upcoming month and so on. Fine. Okay. So let us go to the session. Great. So let us see the Nifty 50 NSE of Indian stock market, and from this graph, we can able to see, there is a big fall happened during the month of February, and due to the pandemic disease, coronavirus. Everyone knows about this, and before this great fall, a fall has been happened during the time of 2008 uh, and during the time of 2000 starting of 2009 we had found a great fall. So this fall has been happened for the reason in US there is a government had provided a lot of loan for the people uh, with basic uh, available to say basic documents and all those elements, and which made the people to pay the balance with the difficulties, and which had made the land properties to come down, and the recession had happened, and which had affected the complete entire world. And from there we can able to see. So till 2009 the markets were at the lower end, then the market started to grow up. So it had took almost around a year, 2010, to recover back to the same position where the market has been fall down. All right. So it has taken almost something like a year for the market to come back to the same position. And we can also able to monitor the streak of the market fall. This market fall has been from here, from the rate of 831 2008 to the fall of 10/26 2008 has been already predicted, and the market has already started to react in such a way that the fall has been initiated during the year of 2007. I'm sorry, during the year of 2007 itself. And that's why the market had slowly came down. It had taken enough time, and after that the market had fallen down suddenly. So when it comes to the corona effect, we can able to see the market is moving in the upper direction. But when the news and the pandemic disease has been occurred, there is a great fall which had happened, and this fall, it is not predicted. So that is why it has been so narrow. And one more thing is, based on the what to say, the steep of the narrow fall down, we can able to predict how much depth the what to say the downfall will be there. We can able to predict with the steep of the downfall. So when we consider the downfall which had happened recently, we can able to see the steep is uh, you know uh, so depth. There is so much of little time that stock market had almost came fall to 50 percentage of what it was traded. It has been traded before. All right. So from here, let us have an analysis like how much time it would take the market to come back to its initial position, like how it was before. And based on the analysis and based on the predictions, from my point, it would take might be somewhere around 7 months or 8 months to recover back. And this recovering back effect will be much faster than the recession which we had during the years of 2008, because the recession which had been happened during the year of 2008 2009, it is a man-made effort. So man-made effort has to be rectified by a man-made effort. And during the recent years of 2020, the downfall which has been happened due to corona effect, it had created a sudden surge in global countries, and it had affected the economy of the global country temporarily. But once the pandemic disease has been completely eradicated, and the the regular activities will start to nourish as same as before. And so hence I would like to say, it won't be taking much of the time because the environment is almost same. We can able to say something like there would be something around 20 percentage of loss in economy overall the globe that we would be having at the end of the eradication of the pandemic disease. And it can be considered till that time the process has been completely on hold. And because of those on hold, there are losses which might be happened in food industry, in grains storages, and industries where the delay will create some product wastages. In those elements, in those fields, there will be some losses, but ultimately this is not going to stop the economy of the global market, and the same for the Indian market as well. So Indian market is expected from my side to recover much sooner than the time it has been taken for the last recession, that is 2008 2009. So we had already seen the last 2008 2009, it had taken almost around a year to make the graph to come back to the previous position, and the steep is not so much as depth as the current steep which has been facing currently. All right. So this trip, when we compare to the previous recession, it has to take approximately 3 to 4 years for the market, global market, to come back to its previous position. But from my analysis and predictions, what I would like to convey is this market recovery process will be much faster than it usually happens based on the technical elements. So we can able to expect in next 7 months a recovery of whatever the lowest point that we had received from the graph to the previous position. In next 7 months around, we can able to see 60 percentage improvement. So and the remaining 40 percentage improvement will be happened slow and steadily. Okay, so let us see how much time or what is the value that this particular event is going to make the stock market to reach. Fine. Okay, so from here we can able to see, the strip is so narrow as well. We had found a support during the at the area of 8,000, 8,083. So which is nothing but the average of the previous resistance, and the same resistance has been acted as a support for the previous session, and it has been provided, it has been uh, became the support position for the current scenario. So that is why the graph had moved up for a little time, but the narrow is so steep. So this upper side movement is not going to continue for a longer time. So it will be falling down in next 2 weeks, and once it is going to fall down, it will be fall down till the uh, till the level of 5,907. So the support, I mean the resistance, will be found for the downfall at the location of 5,907. So reaching this 5,907, the streep is not going to be as same as before. So this streep is going to be slowly coming, and it is going to reach 5,907. So once it reaches the 5,907 range, and it will start to go towards upper side, it will take somewhere around a small duration for the curve to get back to its position. And once the time is crossed, and there will be a quick uh, upper recovery, uh, stripe will be found in the graph, and which will take to up to 60 percentage, and these all elements will be happening in next 7 months to 8 months. Okay, so let us see how the stock market has been behaved for today. Fine. So today, uh, this is the Nifty graph for today. Nifty had came almost fallen down for today's data. So let us have an example of ICICI Bank as a banking sector example. So this is the ICICI Bank's previous 5 days graph. So when we analyze this, uh, from the date of 13th, 15th has been opened positive, and the graph had went positive, but at the time of during around 11 o'clock or 11:30, the graph had started to move towards the downside, and it had ended up in the negative. So this is the graph which has been noted for ICICI Bank. So here we can able to see the graph when it had came towards the lower side. Okay, great, fine. So we can able to notice here when the graph had started to move towards the lower end, uh, the graph had slowly came till the level of 340, so which is the resistance which has been felt before. And once the resistance is crossed, it had came the narrow down, and it had came to a point which is 328 approximately. So let us see why it had stopped in 328. So this is the place where the previous support has been there, and the same location currently the support is there, but the support had not made the graph to move back to the same position, or it had not given the pull up support, and it's on holding now. So tomorrow, possibly this graph is going to open in the same position, or otherwise it is going to open in the negative position, and it will continue to fall down, because once this uh, support level has been crossed, lower level crossed, going the taking the graph towards the lower level, and it will have a big streak, and big streak will come and land till the value of 293. Fine. So this is what the expectation, I mean, this is what it is going to be expected for the upcoming 2 days for the banking sector. And when it comes to Nifty, as I had already conveyed you, for the next 2 to 3 weeks, the Nifty will start taking its direction towards the lower side, and once it has reached the saturation after a few days, or after 1 or 2 weeks, the graph will start to recover, and it is going to take the upward motion, upward direction. Great. So thank you for watching. So let us have a next session. Next session, let us have a prediction about what could be the opening and how the graph will move uh, in the next session, and so that we can able to plan for the trading, so that the trading will make us a profit. Thank you.